Hello, my crafty friends. In our last video, we made these really cool little Christmas coasters with the peppermints and candy canes. Well, I kind of want to expand on that. In this video, we're going to work with little snowflakes, as well as a snowflake made from the cricket. So buckle your seatbelts. Let's get crafting. Well, in my last video, if you haven't seen it yet, I will put a link to it at the end of this video so you can watch it when we're done with this. For the base, I did make this with the little Christmas lights and a different color glitter than I used for this. And I started thinking that even though I absolutely love this, it doesn't quite go with the peppermints. So in this video, what I want to do is I want to make more coasters, but we're going to use snowflakes instead. And my fiance was nice enough with using the Cricut. He made this snowflake that I'm actually going to put on the base here. So we're going to trick out this base to have snowflakes on it. They kind of match with the glitter. We're going to make a new base for the peppermints, and we're going to make new coasters using these glittery little snowflakes that I got. And the links for everything I'm using are in the description below. So if you're interested in creating your own or using these in a different project, you can click in the description and there's a link directly to these. So to get started, what we're going to do is I'm going to put these out of the way because we actually don't need these. And I am going to pour up some resin. So give me just a second. I'll be back with some resin. All right, I just mixed up 4 ounces to start, and I'm going to put it in the bubble remover machine. I've showed this before, and I'm actually enjoying using it more often, especially when I'm using clear resin for anything, because it actually does remove the bubbles. I actually have 2 other videos on it. It was first the unboxing, and it really didn't work as well as I expected. But then I had a viewer let me know that using plastic actually works better. So I made a second video showing the difference between using silicone and using plastic cups. So there is a link in the corner here for both of those videos. So if you haven't seen them yet, check it out. And I'll go ahead and I'll do a fast forward of this being in the bubble remover machine because it's actually pretty cool. So let's plug this baby in, get her started up. All right, it has released, so I'm just going to unplug it. There we go. There are going to be a couple bubbles left on the top, but we can get those popped real easy. All right, so I'm just going to use the heat gun in real quick because I don't want to melt the plastic. Just get those little bubbles off the top there. It's so easy to melt this plastic. I don't want the chemicals, so doing it as quick as I can. All right, good enough. Okay, so for the base, I want to do layers of the same colors that are in the coasters, so the red, white, and the green. So I'm going to start off with a layer of red. I would prefer the white to be in between the 2 colors. And I'm just going to do 1 ounce. So I have these little cups here. I actually got these at Hobby Lobby. All right, that's just about 1 ounce there. Now set the other resin aside for the moment. Okay, and I'm just going to use mica powders for the base. So I've got the scarlet, and I chose the Egyptian green because I thought it was a better green for the Christmas theme. And then a good name for this, Snowflake. So I'm going to use all of these, but I'm going to start with the red and grab a popsicle stick. And I don't want to get too much because I don't want those little unstirred clumps that get in there. But I want enough to where it's really a nice red. And if you're enjoying all these Christmas themed videos, please give it a thumbs up. I love making these. Christmas is my favorite holiday. And it's just so cheerful. Everybody's in a good mood, even when they're stressed out about buying gifts and stuff. But I thought these would make excellent gifts, really great gift ideas for Christmas. And I have a second gift idea that I've already done one on the side and it turned out really awesome. So I want to show you guys that. And that will be in an upcoming video. Might not be my next video, but definitely an upcoming video. Alright, this is a little more translucent than I want. Just gonna add a bit more of the powder. Gonna make a bit of a mess while I do it because that's how I roll. But really, I appreciate you guys joining me for all this. I have a lot of fun making these. I appreciate any comments or anything you'd like to leave, any ideas you have. I just want to make sure it's stirred up real well so I don't get those clumps. I've gotten those clumps before and I wasn't quite sure why I was getting them, but I had a viewer let me know that it was from not stirring well enough. I've seen other resin YouTubers talk about better quality mica powders. I have only gotten the less expensive mica powders because this hobby is kind of expensive all on its own. But I was just watching another YouTuber. I'll put her name on the screen because I cannot remember it at the moment. But she was talking about these mica powders that she loved, and you can tell the difference between the cheaper ones and the better quality ones. And maybe when I run out of these, I might try some of those higher quality. So here we go. We got the red, and I just want to start with the red layer here. And I'm doing a striped, so I'm going to do red and then white and then green. And I'm trying to get it where it's not going down the edge, but that's kind of difficult. So we're just going to wipe the edge after we get all of this poured. I do not want it running down the edge when it dries. So I'm kind of just going to let it do its thing and run down as much as possible before I wipe it. Oh, and I know this is an art resin channel, but we just got done watching the rest of Agatha All Along on the Disney Channel. And if you like those sort of like Marvel, witchy kind of shows, movies, highly recommend. It is a really good show. Now, what can I say? Love me some Marvel. So, anywho, back to what we're doing here. So I'm just going to set this aside for a moment, let it run down the sides as much as it's going to. And then I'm going to get started with coasters. I'm going to get started with the coasters here. So I got some extra resin because I want to dip these in the resin first before I put them in the coasters. Because you can tell they got those little spaces and stuff. And it's going to be really hard to get bubbles out of those unless I dip them first and then put them in here. Plus, this is made of kind of a lighter plastic, so I'm thinking these are going to float. And I really don't want them to float. So I'm going to dip them in here, get it covered in resin, get the bubbles off, and then get them put in the molds and let them set for a little while. Just enough to where when we pour more resin on top of it, they're not going to float up. So I don't want it to be like completely dry, but as long as it's, not moving, not fluid whatsoever. So I do want to come up with the design first. And then these snowflakes have like little glitter all over it. I think it's so cute. I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, there we go. I think that's how I want them. And as you can see, there is a glitter side and then a matte side. And so what I want to do is the glitter side down after I dip them in the resin, because the bottom side is actually going to be the top side of the coaster. So I'm just going to take and dip these You see how the bubbles get in there? Just gonna make it where the bubbles come out of there. You can also use a toothpick if you got stubborn bubbles, which I think I'm gonna have to do here. Now, I just got these in the mail and haven't used them yet, so hard to tell what exactly is going to happen with them when I dip them in resin. But the bubbles are really sticking to the sides and those holes in the side. They came out of the center really well, but they're kind of stuck in the side there. I'm just going to try to get those out. And this part does take a little while. That's why I went ahead and just made the resin just to do this, because I learned whenever I was making the peppermint coasters that the resin will set for way too long while you're doing this, because this does take some time, and it'll start to harden before you can get to it. I can pop the bubbles I can see here. Alright, so I'm just going to dip all of them just like that and do the same as I'm doing for the base. I'm just going to let them sit for a little while until they get to a consistency where the resin's not moving anymore. And I can run the heat gun over these two when I get done, just to make sure that I got all the little bubbles there. But I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me dip all these. So we're just going to turn the page into the next part. Alright, we got those done. They've been sitting a while, but I am going to set them aside at the moment so we can get to working on the base. So for this base, what I'm going to do is turn it over so that I can put this snowflake that my fiance made from the Cricut. So I haven't actually done this myself before. He usually does it, but remove the backing here, maybe. There we go. So I got the snowflake. Alright, so I want to put this on the bottom, and then I'm going to put some clear resin over the top to make sure that it's stuck in place. So I haven't done this myself yet, but I know that you need to use this little scraper here. And you start on one side and make sure you're getting all the bubbles out. And we're just sticking it to the base. And I think I got it centered. I really hope I got it centered. But I want to give that snowflake look. That's going to be the theme of this one. Alright, so once you get that down, then we can peel it off. And it's working. And I'm excited. Okay, this is too cool. Dude, I love that Cricut. We got that Cricut Maker 3, and totally worth it. We've been able to make some really cool stuff with it. So what that's going to look like, when you flip it over, you're going to be able to see the glitter. So that's going to be super awesome. I kind of want to put black backing on it now. I wonder if black would be too much. Maybe I should put blue, or I could just do a lot of glitter. Ooh, that would be awesome. Just blue glitter. Find me a blue glitter. I got so many glitters here. I got them from Temu. See all my glitters. So this is a nice darker blue. I'm really liking this one. Does that go with the snowflakes better? I might actually go with the snowflakes better. Blue right here. Oh goodness, I just don't know. I'll do a mix because I can't decide between these two, so I'm gonna do a mix. Alright, I mixed up some more resin, put it through the bubble remover machine, and let's see, I'm just gonna use one of these little cups again, and then pour just a little bit because I don't need a lot for the bottom. Only that much will do. Then add the glitter. Now I want it to be hard to see through because I want you to be able to see that snowflake. So I'm going to add lots of glitter. Lots of glitter. I'm going to mix the two. That's going to be cool. Just want to mix it up. Alright, and then I just want to pour it to where it goes to the edge. I don't want it to really like mound. I don't want it to be like rounded. Move it around to the edge. I'm really glad that these resins, I'm using Let's Resin right now. I've used Let's Resin. I started off using V-Spawn resin, which is also a really good resin. It's worked pretty much the same as the Let's Resin has. But I'll be showing you guys in a future video a different resin I'm going to try out. Alright, it looks good. So I'm just going to set this aside on a level surface, and I do use those Let's Resin leveling boards. I do recommend getting a leveling board if you don't have a level surface, because it is proven to be extremely helpful with the stuff that really needs to be level, like the coasters and stuff. Okay, next we are going to do another layer here. But this has been sitting long enough that they shouldn't really mix whenever I pour. I'm going to use about 1/2 ounce. Okay, that's about 1/2 ounce. I'm going to use the white mica powder, the Snowflake mica powder. What I love about the mica powders is they have like a pearlescent sheen to them. Really cool. We're just going to get this stirred up real good. Alright, and once that is stirred, I'm going to pour it right in over that red layer. And I think it's sat long enough to where they're not really going to mix. Hope so. I get kind of impatient with these sometimes. I did buy a new machine that is supposed to help with the curing time. I'll make a video on that one, and I'll do an unboxing and we can see if it'll work for the first time. I really hope so, because like I said, I do get impatient with the curing sometimes. Alright, and just gonna set this aside while we start working on the coasters again. Bringing the coasters back. And what I want to start with is, like we did with the candy canes, I'm going to do some thicker glitter on the outside. And it's the same glitter that we used in the base. I'm going to pour some resin into the smaller cup again. And then get my thicker glitter. I also got this off of Temu. They're good for the cheaper stuff, but they just recently started where you have to spend at least $20 in order to get stuff shipped for free. It wasn't like that before when I ordered these. And their prices have gone up a little bit too, ain't gonna lie. So I've kind of been sticking more with Amazon. Alright, got that stirred up. It's so pretty. I love this. I love this glitter stuff. And then just gonna pour that around the edges here. And I don't care if a little bit gets in the middle on these, because I'm actually gonna use some smaller glitter for the middle instead of making it clear. Take one of my little tools here, and I'm going to go around the edge with that little ball there, just in case any bubbles decided to get on the edge. You guys know I struggle with bubbles, but I do my best to keep them out. Alright. Now when I mix up the rest of my resin, use one of my little silicones so I don't use any more plastic. I don't like using so much plastic. I would rather be more environmentally friendly. Just the fact that the bubble remover machine doesn't work as well with the silicone. It's a real bummer. Okay, so what I'm going to add to this one will be this white, reminds me of snow. Whatever color it is in there. Like a glittery, almost chameleon. Get some of that in there. And as you see, like the outside's already coming to the center, and that is fine for when I'm doing this time. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pour. Right, and then I'll just do a quick swipe with the heat gun, and then we're going to set these on the level surface and let them dry overnight. And then I also need to let this one sit for a little while, the base for the peppermints. Let that sit for a little while before I do the green layer on it. And then we'll do the big reveal. Alright, it's been a few hours. I'm going to add another layer to my base here, and this is the peppermint candy base. And honestly, I should have waited longer to pour the white because it did mix more than I wanted with the red. So that's not going to be exactly what I wanted. But we're going to continue on and spill my resin everywhere. I poured some more resin here, and we're going to do the green layer. I'll get my Egyptian green mica powder out here and add some and mix it up. And I poured about another ounce just to match the red layer, because the red layer I did about an ounce. And then if there's any space left in the bottom, which I think there will be, pretty sure there will be, I'll do another white layer. Alright, now I'm just going to pour it in there. I'm definitely going to need one more layer. So we'll be doing another white layer after we get back from the grocery store. Alright, I'm back from the grocery store, so I just stirred up a bit more resin. We're going to do our final layer, which is the Snowflake white again. Alright, it's all nice and stirred up, so I'm just going to pour the last layer here. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Heck yeah. Alright, then I'm just going to go over it with the heat gun, pop any bubbles, and then set it aside on the level surface, let it dry, and when we come back, we will have the reveal, the demolding, as it were, of all of our new cool coasters and bases. Alright, they are dry, so it's time for the reveal. So I'm going to start off just with the coasters. I need to respray those molds there. Gorgeous. That's gonna look really awesome. And they all should look about the same here. They're just different. They're just different patterns. I love that glitter in there. I really do. Okay, this was the one that we put the cricket snowflake on. Alright. Okay, that turned out awesome. I really love that. Okay. So that is going to be beautiful. Having all those in there. Now that matches a whole lot better. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and now I brought these out because these were the first ones that we made. And this is going to be the new base for it. And the bottom layer is still bendy. So it's the same day, but I can still take it out of the mold. And it'll keep its shape. Let's see if this one goes better with that. Try not to bend it too much. It's definitely still bendy. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's not as bad as I thought. I thought I really messed up the white layer here with that red layer there. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's still a definite difference. Okay, yeah, that one turned out real good. Yes, that one definitely goes together a lot better. Or you could even put, like we did on this one with the glitter on the top, See the glitter and the clear on the top? That would look cool too. So I'm going to lay that flat so it can actually harden all the way, and I'm going to go wash my hands. So I shouldn't be touching it with it being so bendable. But those turned out great. I know I've been doing a lot of coasters lately, but I really think with the holidays that it's a really good idea to do them with all the holiday parties coming up. Well, thank you guys for joining me again. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff really helps my channel. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to be doing some Thanksgiving themed coasters.